In a dramatic turn of events, Justin Bieber has confronted Benny Blanco over his relationship with Selena Gomez, sparking intense speculation among fans and media alike. As Selena prepares for her new chapter with Benny, Justin's unexpected move has cut everyone's attention. What prompted this confrontation? And what does it mean for dynamics among these three stars? With emotions running high and a shared history at play, fans are eager to find out how this confrontation unfolds. Join us as we listen to the exact words of Justin Bieber. But before we continue, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell. What does it really mean when Justin Bieber confronts Benny Blanco for dating Selena Gomez? Is it anger, jealousy, a sense of betrayal, or something more complicated, tangled deep in the roots of old history and unspoken emotions? To understand this moment, you have to look beyond the headline. You have to see the story beneath the surface. The years of love and heartbreak, the circles of friendship and fame, and the kind of history that doesn't simply vanish because time has passed. Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez weren't just a couple. They were an era for almost a decade. Their relationship defined young celebrity romance. Messy, magnetic, impossible to look away from, fans called them Yelena. And their highs and lows became a kind of running public drama playing out in paparazzi photos, cryptic song lyrics, and sudden reconciliations that always seemed to compromise a different ending than the one they got. They were young, famous, in love. And for better or worse, each other's anchor in a world that rarely stood still. But their story ended, and when it did, it was final in a way that stung for everyone watching. Justin married Hailey Baldwin, Selena focused on herself, her career, and her health. They went their separate ways. On paper, the chapter was closed, but in the real world, the emotional world, chapters like that never truly end. Enter Benny Blanco. Benny isn't just a random man Selena met by chance. He's a music producer, a hitmaker, someone who's worked closely with some of the biggest names in the industry, including Justin himself. That's where the tension begins. This isn't just about an ex dating someone new. This is about an ex dating someone. From inside the circle, someone who's been in the room before, laughed at the same jokes, stood beside both of them during recording sessions, music video shoots, and backstage moments. When word first got out that Selena and Benny were together, their reaction was mixed. Fans were divided. Some are happy to see Selena smiling again, others skeptical about Benny's intentions. But for Justin, it seemed to hit differently. It wasn't just a headline, it was personal. Those close to him say he didn't find out from the media. He heard it from someone in their mutual industry network. The news wasn't softened, wasn't carefully delivered. It just landed, and suddenly he was staring at a truth he hadn't prepared for. Selena wasn't just moving on. She was moving on with someone who knew him, someone he once considered a friend. At first, Justin kept quiet publicly. He's been in the spotlight long enough to know how fast words can spiral when Thepris gets a hold of him, but behind the scenes, he wrestled with it. The player on him noticed it in the way he grew restless in the late-night text messages, in the pauses during conversations when Benny's name came up, and eventually the frustration boiled over. The confrontation didn't happen in some dramatic Hollywood showdown with cameras flashing. It happened in a more real, more human way. According to people who know both men, Justin reached out directly. No manager, no PR filter, just a message. We need to talk. When they met, the air was heavy, not with rage, but with a strange mix of hysteria and disappointment. Justin didn't come swinging with accusations. He came with questions. Why, Benny? Why now? Did Selena know how close they'd once been? Did Benny understand what this would feel like for him? For Justin, it was in single quotes about ownership of Selena, at least note in the way the tabloids like to frame it. It was about boundaries, about respect. There's an unspoken code in many friendships, especially in tight-knit industries, about who you can and can't date. And to him, Benny had stepped over a line. Benny, on the other hand, didn't back down. Those who know said he was calm but firm. He told Justin said that his relationship with Selena wasn't some casual fling, that it wasn't about publicity or making a statement, that he genuinely cared for her, and that, whatever history Justin and Selena had with theirs alone, but it wasn't the present. That's the thing about situations like this. No one is entirely wrong, and no one is entirely right. From Justin's perspective, this was a breach of loyalty. From Benny's, it was simply two adults choosing each other, regardless of the past. Selena's name inevitably came up in the conversation, though she wasn't there. Justin admitted that seeing her with Benny stirred emotions he thought he'd put to rest. It wasn't that he wanted her back, at least that's what he told himself, but that Hestel felt protective of her in ways he couldn't fully explain. Maybe it washed a bit, maybe it was love buried deep under years of distance. Or maybe it was just the strange truth that once you've been through so much with someone, a part of you will always feel connected to them. Benny, for his part, made it clear that he wasn't stepping into this lightly. He said he knew what Selena had been through, knew her history, knew how fragile and strong she could be all at once, and that, if Justin truly cared for her happiness, he trusts that she was choosing someone who wouldn't hurt her. Of course, trust is a complicated thing, especially between two men who now find themselves on opposite sides of an emotional divide. Justin wasn't looking for Benny's permission to feel the way he felt, and Benny wasn't looking for Justin's blessing. But the confrontation was about winning an argument. It was about saying the things that couldn't be left unsaid. When they parted, something dramatic happened. There was no handshake that sealed a truce. No shouting that broke them apart forever, just two people walking away, both knowing the other's truth, but not entirely agreeing with it. In the days after, Justin reportedly pulled back from commenting on the situation. He focused on his own life, his marriage, his music. But people close to him noticed that whenever Selena's name came up, there was a flicker in his eyes. No tinger exactly, more like the ache of amory that still mattered, even if it no longer had a place in the present. And what about Selena? She stayed out of noise. If she knows about the conversation between the two men, she hasn't addressed it publicly. She's been seen with Benny looking relaxed, smiling in ways that suggest she's not carrying weight of other people's opinions. She said before that she wants a love that feels like peace. And maybe that's exactly what she's found. It's easy for outsiders to frame this as a love triangle, but it's not really about it. It's about history, respect, and the strange way that relationships, romantic or otherwise, can overlap in small world of celebrity life. For Justin, confronting Benny wasn't about trying to reclaim Selena. It was about drawing a line, even if that line ultimately didn't change anything. There's an irony here that's hard to